Hi guys, welcome. How to choose your top 3 activities to become free from high blood pressure. So basically, what we're going to be covering is exactly what you need to be doing every single day. Now, we're going to be introducing you to this strategy called the Circle of Threes strategy. All right. So the whole essence is this. Maybe you've already been trying different things and nothing seems to be working. And in this video, we're going to talk about why everything you do seems not to bring any result. Okay. And how to stop burning money and resources. Yet you'll be able to see results in as short as 30 days or even less when you use this method right. And of course, we're going to introduce you and show you exactly how the circle of threes work. And so you can immediately choose your 3 activities. In fact, at the end of this video, you'll be able to choose what the 3 are and it will get you results. Of course, we're also going to talk about the expert way to make sure that your result is guaranteed. All right. So basically, why do most people get stuck? Now, maybe because they're always trying different things. So, because for you to get results from just changing your lifestyle or working on your health, making those decisions every day, you need to be doing it consistently. It's not just today you take a salad, tomorrow you don't. Next tomorrow you go to the gym or you skip 1,000 skips today and you don't. You need to be consistent. And then most people are just trying random things. A TikTok video says drink this, you drink it. A YouTube video says cut off all salts. The other one says use seasoning cubes. And so you're just doing everything. None is strategic. But real healing actually happens when you focus on the few things that you have to. So think of it like the Pareto principle that says 80-20. So the 80-20 rule that says it's only 20% of activity that's going to give you 80% of result. So how about we use that to our health? You want to normalize your blood pressure. You want to get good readings every day. But you don't have to do everything. You have to just do 3 things. So this is a way to narrow down for you. Okay, but then what do you narrow down to? And so the real reason why people are stuck is because you don't have a strategy. There is no strategy you're using. You're just basically trying everything. Now I know this because when my dad was severely ill and he was battling with high blood pressure and ankylosing spondylitis that had affected his lower back, arthritis of the knees, and high cholesterol. Even at some point he started to develop a cataract. We didn't have a strategy. We were just using everything we saw, anything we could lay our hands on. And that's the reason why, from years of working with different clients and working with people every day, I started to kind of narrow down everything we're doing. Can we systemize it? Can we make it reproducible? That's a little bit like what we're doing with the 30-day challenge. We want to just give 30 days. What are the top 3 things we're going to do every day that's going to bring us results fast? This is like even an experiment, but it's a real life experiment that we're doing together. So that's why we're thinking strategy. We're saying, okay, if we can narrow it down to clinical finish. Of course, this is not going to make you a pharmacist at the end of the day or a medical doctor. But if you're going to be actively involved in your own healing story, you need to understand why you're doing what you're doing. And then you act from a place of total understanding, total belief, and then, of course, conviction. That way, that is a locked down strategy. And so that's what we've narrowed down to mean the circle of threes strategy. Now, you wonder why threes? Why are we talking threes? It's simple. Our brain would easily remember when we just have 3 things versus when we have a lot of things. Now, many of us have so many different symptoms and we're thinking, you come and you say, oh, I have this, I have chest pain, I have a heaviness in my chest, I experience palpitations, I have constant headaches, I'm tired, I have poor libido, I have all these things. So where do you want us to start? Right? It's like you're just pouring everything on us, or you're just, crying about everything. I don't sleep well at night. So where do we start? Now, like for the first task that we did on day 1, because this is also like our day 2 lesson, but it's like a deep dive. It's a mini training, it's a deep dive, but it's also your day 2, right? Where do we start? And so for you to take full responsibility, you have to first of all write out everything, your complications checklist. So you want to find out, this actually tells you what's your heart health risk score, because what this means is how much of risk are you of getting a heart attack or having a stroke or something going wrong. The bigger your number, of course, the greater the risk. So we need to know. So write out everything. So that's really the step 1, which you've already done. And if you haven't done it, you want to do it, right? You want to quickly do that, because that's what's going to help us narrow it down. But this is like the first circle, right? Now the second circle says identify your triggers. What is causing it? Because what is causing these things, whether we like it or not, whether we say I eat right, I'm not overweight, or I try my best, I watch what I eat, if your BP remains high, something is keeping the building up. So we need to know your triggers number, and that is the actual number of things in your life right now that predispose you. I know you may say, but it's in my family, it's my stressful job, there's nothing I can do about it, it's okay. Now I just want to quickly pull up something on my screen, just like walk you through the checklist that you already filled, so you exactly understand how this works. Okay, so basically this is the symptoms checklist, where you actually get to calculate your heart health risk number. So by the time you go through everything and anything, these are just examples, you may have so many more things, or constant panic attacks, chest pain, whatever, you go through. How many do you have at the end of the day? Please take note of it. This is your heart health risk number. And then you come down to the triggers. Now for the triggers, some would be obvious, some are obvious, some are not obvious, some are modifiable. You cannot change your family, but you can work on your stress levels, you can work on your sedentary lifestyle, you can work on your salt intake, right? Now very, very important, at the end, whatever your number that you got for your triggers number, you go back to the circle of triggers, you're gonna write it down, and that gives you your 2 circles. That gives us your 2 circles. Okay, so I want to make this a little bit bigger, so I'm going to close this other part. I hope I can, but I'm having issues doing that. So I want to make this a little bit bigger. Yeah. I don't know if I'm doing that correctly already, right? But these are the first 2 circles that we have. So once you have your risks and you have your triggers, that right there is the first 2 presenter view. We want to start from where we already are. I don't know how to choose which one I want to show. Anyway, this is where we are, right? So this shows where you're leaking energy and where the fire is coming from. This is where you want to focus on. So what is going to be the third thing in this circle, right? What are we going to do next, right? That is how we're going to determine what we're going to do next. So we have to choose our top 3 daily activities from, based on these 2 things, these 2 factors, okay? Based on our risks and our triggers. That's what's going to determine. And we use 3 because we just want 3 things. 3 things you would easily remember. The 3 things that will give you the greatest result fastest. Okay, because success loves speed. What this means, so these 3 activities must do 2 things. Number 1, they must target the top 3 root causes. So what are the top 3 root causes? So if it's your sedentary lifestyle, for instance, then we want to get you moving immediately. But of course, if your weight is, let's say your BMI is above 30, you are overweight, you are above 100 kilograms, we don't want you to hit the gym first. So it's strategic. We have to choose the top 3 that we can start to do first. So we don't start to focus on, okay, like if you're having panic attacks, for instance, if you're having panic attacks, you're overweight, you're on 5 medicines. We don't focus on the 5 medicines. No, we're looking for activities, right? So we focus on the 3 things that will give us results fastest, and like the 3 things that are affecting your quality of life for right now. Okay, so that's where we start. So if your mind is all over the place, you're having panic attacks, that's one of the first things we want to focus on. And so we have to choose activities that target that first. For instance, I know some of us, we've worked together in the past, and your mind is all over the place. You feel like you're having these things, these scares. I'm about to die, what's going to happen to me? All those kind of thoughts are in your head. We want to focus on your mind first. So we focus on mind detox, right? And then you're overweight, you're above 50 kg, you're above 100 kg. We want to focus on helping you shed weight, but not hitting the gym. So what's going to give us the fastest? We think of a full body detox, because if that gives you like 3 kg down, you're motivated. You're like, yes, this is the right direction. I want to start doing this. So the 3 things, your 3 activities must target the top 3 root causes, as well as must contribute to reversing or reducing those top 3 complications. Okay, so that's how we choose. And of course, so how do we do it? We must match your top 3 triggers, and the activities we choose based on the high BP reversal method. Like, this is the 3rd circle. Whatever the 3 activities we're going to choose are, they must come from the body repair wheel. I use the word mind detox, and you're thinking, what is mind detox? Yes, it falls under this. This is the strategy that we've looked down that will give results no matter how long you've had it. And what this means is mind liberation. We go into this fully in the HBR course or in the DIY course. If you have access, definitely everyone on the 30-day challenge have access to this. So you're going to look into it. So basically, once you've gone through this, that's what the 30-day challenge is. You already know which activities you need to do. You choose 3, that's what you're going to do every day. So if your mind is still all over the place, fear, constant fear of death, fear of a heart attack or anything, mind detox is number 1 thing you want to do. Body liberation, that's working on your meal plans. Let's say you still have weight to shed, right? We're specific to make sure that we're including activities that will help you in shedding weight. If it means HIIT, high intensity interval training, whatever you need, we include it. Number 2. Number 3, if basically we just have a few symptoms, maybe it's just some little bit of pain that has refused to go despite full body detox and all that, maybe we're adding something for inflammation. You see what we're doing with this. So this is what we're doing. Now, of course, this video or this training is not about this method. Everything about this method is in the program, in the main course. So basically, like I already said, if sleep is a major trigger, you're not sleeping at all, then it makes it to first 3. Okay, if it's a stressful job, then we want to work out the best way, things that you can do every day to reduce the amount of stress coming from your job, right? So basically, if it's weight, we want to maybe do intermittent fasting, right? So you see how this immediately works. Now your task for today is this. You've done the first 2 circles. Today you're going to do the 3rd circle, which is choosing your top 3 activities. Now we're putting it back to you because even though this is a challenge, even though we're going to have weekly themes, where we're going to give you little activities that you can still do maybe within 10 minutes, 15 minutes in a day, that is not going to stop you from your own top 3 activities. Everybody's top 3 activities is literally going to be different because of what you're presenting with. Also, we try not to target, in as much as, yes, we want to target everything. Let's say you're presenting with 10 symptoms, 15 symptoms, or complications. We don't target the 15 at once. We go step by step. So you have to be an active participant in the process of choosing, and so you're going to walk through this and choose. Now, the good thing is, since we're working together in these 30 days, once you've chosen your top 3 activities you're going to do every single day, make sure you feel it in your dashboard. So basically, this is the dashboard. I'm going to walk you through right now how to feel it in your dashboard, because your dashboard is where you're writing your reports, and we have access to that. We're also going to see what you've written, and we're going to review it with you, which is going to bring me to my next point. But before I show you the next point, because I want this video to just be maybe an additional 3 minutes, and that's it, right? So here is your dashboard. Let me walk you through how to, what the key things you have to put in your dashboard. Now, this dashboard is the updated version. If you've been on our HBR high BP reversal program already, you have this, but you probably didn't have the top well laid out like this. What you can simply do is to we can create this one as a tab, your next tab here, and you use it. Okay, but basically this is where everything, these things we're doing this first 2-3 days of the challenge is going to be. Basically today, so what we have here is your 90-day body repair dashboard. We believe that it will take you about 3 months to completely reverse high blood pressure. However, if you're doing the 30-day challenge, you want, let's say you have maybe 3 goals, 4 goals, 5 goals you want to hit. And so the goal is in 30 days, let's see how far we can eliminate. And if we don't finish in 30 days, we do another 30 days. But we usually say 30 days to completely repair your body, right? So basically that's what this 90 days. We're not going to change this to 30 days because this is the same one we use for our clients and, who are doing long-term body repair. So basically that's why this is here. Now, today, this is your start point, your current weight, your current blood pressure, your current cholesterol readings, total lipid profile, include everything here, and then all the medicines you're taking. If there are 6, 5, 3, 2, you write them here, and other diagnoses, for instance, ulcer, I'm pregnant, or I'm breastfeeding, you write it in here, right? You feel this. Now, this is where you're going to list all your symptoms. Remember, we had the checklist that we used. So basically, yes, you worked with the checklist to identify, but it's important that we also know what you're dealing with so we can give you feedback. So what this means is you want to fill all your symptoms and everything all in here, and at the end here you write your health risk number. If it's 10, if it's 9 things you hope to eventually cancel out, for you to say you've completely repaired your body, then you write it here. Your triggers, you write everything here, and then your top 3 activities you write here. So basically this table here is your circle of 3s, and of course your perfect body goal is when I've completely hit my goals, this is what weight I want to have, this is the blood pressure I want to have, this is the cholesterol reading I want to have, and then if there's any other fancy goal you want, maybe you want a flat tummy or whatever else, you include it here. Now this here is the actual dashboard where we're going to be filling our readings every week. Now still today is your week 0, the first Saturday. We usually fill this every Saturday, so you write the date. So if today is February 3 or August 3 or August 2, you write it here, your current blood pressure, top reading, bottom reading, your pulse, your current weight, your medications, then your current symptoms, queries, anything. So basically when I review this, would write my recommendations here. Your weekly focus, for instance, we have weekly focus. That's what you write here. Weekly focus, this is onboarding. So yeah, you can still write onboarding, or you can write 30-day challenge here. Next week, week 1, there is another weekly focus. You write it here, and just like that, this is how we fill this out. And basically in the 30-day challenge, we're doing 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks. So we're going to be tracking every week. If you're doing 90 days with us or 14 weeks, then this continues. So we continue beyond this point until we get to day 98, which is 14 weeks. All right. So basically, this is what you have. Now, let me quickly wrap up. Okay. Now, quickly wrapping up means that, yeah, so now you have your top 3 activities. What are you supposed to do with that? Now, this is the pro hack, right? I told you that the goal is to put you in the driver's seat, but this is what we do for you and with you. You have to track and tweak. Now, for tracking, you have your daily track sheet where you're writing your blood pressure, you're writing your weight every week, you're writing your blood pressure every day. Now, at the end of the first 7 days, every 7 days you have to track. So that is also what we're doing with the dashboard. There is week 1, week 2, week 3, because at the end of the 7 days, you track and tweak. You check, okay, so this thing I've been doing for the past 7 days, am I getting the result? If I'm not quite getting what I want, I may have to switch the activities, or I may have to focus on something else, So of course that takes that's like expert level stuff to know, okay, these are the activities that's going to get my numbers moving, but basically this is the science behind what we're doing. So we tweak as you go until you crush all your triggers. Now the ninja hack here, just like I've shown you the dashboard, is that you don't stop at 30 days ultimately, but because you're doing a challenge, and because success loves speed, and because you need you need to be 100% consistent for you to see results. That's why you need to do a 30-day. So the pro hack here is you're tracking, you're tweaking, and you're going every day. And then until you keep crossing out all your triggers, and until you become completely free. Just like on my t-shirt here, I wrote, I'm a champion. That's what we call the champion. Champion is a person who has successfully reversed high blood pressure, which people say is impossible, but once you do it, you are the champion. All right, so basically that's what we have here. So basically your challenge or your task for today is simple, right? Your 30-day BP transform challenge. Choose your top 3 activities. And then in the hangout today, which is the first coaching call, we're going to confirm that your activities actually align and that they are the top 3 things you should focus on for the next 4 weeks. Now you're going to choose those activities and you're going to be doing them every day for the next 30 days. However, we also have weekly themes. The weekly theme is also going to direct you. So many of us have weight loss goals. I want to shed 5 kg. I want to shed 10 kg. I have 8 kg too. So we've already designed a weekly theme. Regardless of your top 3 activities, we would still have daily activities that will just, short things that you read through and, add it to what you know and what you do for that day. So for week 1, we're doing full body and mind detox. They'll be going pari passu, so meaning we're going to be doing full body detox, right? But we're also going to be working on our minds at the same time for the first week. The second week, we'll be talking about meal planning. We're talking about, okay, what kind of meals, how to design your meals, new things to add to your meals, how to cook. So we'll talk about those little things every day for the second week. Weight control. If you don't want to shed weight, we also maintain your weight. So basically it means that in your top 3 activities, you won't be doing 30 minutes of exercise. But if you want to shed weight, we're going to make sure that you're adding things, that are moving your weight where you really want them. So we'll talk about different things, different strategies to weight control, how to track, how to do it without going to the gym, ninja hacks that help everything to keep moving without you feeling hungry or stressed out. And then week 4, we're going to be doing the green challenge. Also, ultimately, at the end, which is your 4 weeks point, we're also going to look at we're then going to look at those first things you wrote. We're going to come back to your dashboard and look at the first things you wrote. We're going to compare your results at the end of the 4 weeks, right? At the end of the 30-day challenge, we're going to compare what you have on this column with what you have on week 4, But of course, the good thing is we would have been comparing your progress here and tweaking in the process so that you're definitely going to cross out as many things on this list and on this list by the time you're on week 4. So basically this is it. This is how to choose your circle of 3s. First of all, you have to know your heart health risk number, you have to know your triggers, and then you have to choose top 3 activities. And as a ninja hack, you have to track and tweak every week to make sure that you're hitting your numbers. And there's and of course, how you choose the activities is using the body repair wheel, your mind liberation, your body liberation, and your freedom activation, choosing activities from these things to target all those triggers at the same time. Now, if you enjoyed this training and you feel like, I want to learn more about HBR program or HBR high BP reversal method, we're going to leave a link directly below this video where you can sign up for our free webinar to watch and learn more how people are using this method to become free from high BP. And of course, if you want to join the 30-day BP Transform Challenge, now you can still join. Maybe depending on when you see this, you could join, but the link is still down below. Or you could join the next batch if there is a next batch. The link will also be down below. Regardless, thank you for watching, and I hope that you find this helpful. And let's go to our task for today. Bye.